Chances are you or someone you know may fall victim to one of the many internet phishing scams going around, but there is a way to be safer and smarten up about your online activity. Here with advice for you and your family in advance of Safer Internet Day, which is happening February 5th, is Mark Risher. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
So, Mark, I want to talk about passwords. I personally hate changing my password all of the time, but I know that I have to because if not, it leaves us open to hacking. How do we go about creating good passwords?
Well, actually, more important than changing your password is using a unique password on every different site. That's why we've built features into the Chrome web browser to memorize your password and even to generate and suggest one so that you don't reuse it across different places. There was a recent issue where people thought that their Nest cameras had been hacked, but that also was not a case of hacking. It was a case of these password reuse, where if it gets compromised on any one site, then suddenly everywhere else is vulnerable.
So a new password for each site?
That's right. And on Safer Internet Day, we'll be releasing a new tool called Password Checkup that'll install in the Chrome web browser and let you know when you're signing in if you have a reused password that's been stolen and leaked on the dark web or somehow made vulnerable to attackers.
How important is it to keep your software up to date then?
It's pretty important. That's one of the primary ways that people do end up breaking into or hacking systems. And so we have a tool called the Security Checkup. You can visit g.co/securitycheckup to find out if you've got the right password settings, the right security or patch levels, if you've got things up to date. And that'll help you get into the safest place you can be.
And what is the benefit to setting up a recovery phone number?
Recovery phone number allows us two things. One is that if you should forget your password or lose your device, it gives us another way to get through. But the second, which is even more valuable, is that if we're ever suspicious that it may not actually be you, that somebody has stolen your password, we can send a message to that phone as a way of sort of a secondary challenge or two-factor authentication, as people might have heard.
So is that how that two-step verification process actually works?
That's how it works. Two-step verification means that in addition to a password, there's a second factor, whether it's a message sent to your phone or something even simpler called the Google prompt, that allows you to confirm, yes, this really is you, and gives us that greater level of assurance so that we're not letting the wrong person into your account.
What should we tell our children about internet safety and setting digital ground rules together?
Good point, because for kids and families, there's a lot of questions out there. How should they stay safe? And safety is more than just security. It also covers things like cyberbullying or generally how they should be aware of their own online privacy. We've got a site called Be Internet Awesome that's full of tips both for families as well as for teachers and educators. And we have an application called YouTube Kids. Obviously, many people are familiar with YouTube, but YouTube Kids allows you to do things like set a screen time limit that's built in and to restrict the catalog down to things that we've been able to verify are appropriate for children to be looking at.
Okay, and give that website just one more time.
g.co/securitycheckup.
Mark, thanks so much for that useful information, and we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.